Hello everyone and welcome back to our JavaScript beginner course. In the last episode we learned about control structures which consisted of if-else statements and switch case statements which helped in making decisions for our code. If you missed it, you can check out the link in the description. And now we're stepping into something super important in programming, loops. Loops help us to repeat code without writing it over and over again. Think of loops like the repeat button on your music player. It lets you play something again and again without having to click it manually each time. And guess what? By the end of this episode, you'll be looping like a pro. Now, let's dive in and learn how to loop through things efficiently in JavaScript. First of all, what is a loop? A loop is a block of code that runs automatically multiple times without having to repeat it manually. Imagine you're in a classroom with 30 students and you need to give each one a pen. Instead of saying give pen to student 1, give pen to student 2 manually over and over again 30 times, you can do it in one shot with the help of loops. In JavaScript, there are three main types of loops that we'll learn today: the for loop, the while loop, and the do while loop. So let's get started with the for loop first. The for loop is the most common loop that you will be using in JavaScript, and it's perfect for when you know exactly how many times you want to repeat something. And here's the basic syntax for it. So for let I equals 0. This is the initialization part where we set a loop variable that is I, which can stand for iteration equals 0, and then a condition I is less than 5. That is, this loop will be run as long as I is less than 5, and then an increment value for I. This I++ means that after each iteration of the loop, I will increase by 1. So let's see, this for loop runs a code called console.log I. That is, it prints the value of I out to the console. Simple, right? Let's see this in action. As we can see, during the first iteration, the value of I is 0, and it prints out 0 onto the console. The loop finishes, and the value of I increases by 1 when the loop finishes. The next iteration, the value of I is 1, so console.log 1 is printed out to the console. After the second iteration, the value of I is increased by 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. So it prints as console.log 2, so 2 is printed, and so on until 4. After the fifth iteration, when the value of I is already 4, 4 plus 1 equals 5, and it checks the condition once again. Since 5 is not less than 5, the iteration of the for loop stops. And while this is a simple iteration of the for loop, the value of I can be used for more purpose than just printing out to the console. Let's say we declare a variable at first called let sum equals 0, right? And then we make use of the for loop to increase the sum during each iteration. So sum plus equals to I. Now what this does, if you're not familiar with this, is it adds the value of I to the sum in each iteration. If the sum is 0 at first, it adds the value of 0 first, so 0 plus 0 is 0. And then during another iteration, 0 plus 1, which will be the value of 1, which will be the value of I, so the sum will be 1. And then 1 plus 2, and then 1 plus 2 plus 3, so it's like that. Oh, this will not compile to anything because I have not printed out the value of the sum, so console.log sum. So it prints out 10. And I'll demonstrate what is happening during each iteration of this for loop. So at the beginning we have the value of sum is 0. Don't mind my handwriting. Sum is 0, and the value of I is also initially 0 since we have declared it to be 0. And during the first iteration, I, that is 0, is added on to our sum. Sum plus equals I means I, that is 0, is added on to our sum. After this iteration, the value of I increases by 1. So the value of I becomes 1, and then 1 is added to our existing sum. And then in a similar way, 1 becomes 2, the value of I becomes 2, then 3, and then 4, and all of those values of I are added to our sum during each iteration of the for loop. And when the value of I becomes 5 after the last or fifth iteration, the for loop checks the condition, that is 5 is not less than 5. So since this condition is false, our loop will stop, and the value of sum is increasing simultaneously during each iteration. So the value of sum will have reached 10, so console.log will result 10. And that is how this for loop is working. And next we'll see how while loop works. A while loop is a loop which repeats a block of code as long as the given condition is true. But there's one thing to remember: if the condition never becomes false, you could end up with an infinite loop. And we'll see what that is later in the video. So let's look at the syntax for a while loop. For a while loop, you have to declare the loop variable outside the while loop, and its syntax is like this. We initialize the variable like in the for loop, but outside the while parentheses. So this initialization of the loop variable, and then while I is less than 5, this is the looping condition, we can type console.log I. Now see, if we don't add an increment value, that is I++, after the code to be run, we'll be stuck with i's value as 0. So as long as i's value is less than 5, the loop will continue running and looping again and again. So in order to break out from the loop, because after a certain number of iterations, the value of I will be larger or equal to 5. So to break out of the while loop, we have to add an increment or a decrement condition. And a decrement condition would be typing out minus minus, but in this case, if we type out minus minus, it will certainly go on to an infinite loop, because 0 will become -1 and -2 and so on. So i's value will always be less than 5. So in this case, the increment value should be implemented, that is I++. So let's see what this will output. So as you can see, as in the for loop, we have outputted 0 because the value of I is initially 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 with a similar logic of the for loop, but the difference is that you have to initialize the variable outside, and the while, after the while keyword, inside the parentheses there is only the condition. No initialization, no increment value. There is the condition, but increment and initialization are not inside the parentheses. So we have to keep this thing in mind. So that being said, if I were to remove this increment line right here, that is I++, what would happen is I would always be 0. So it will output 0, then check the condition, as in 0 is less than 5, then again output 0, check the condition again, 0 is less than 5, so again output 0, and so on. So I'll demonstrate this, but let me just copy this code and remove this, and I'll show you what happens. I'll open another tab just in case, because running this on your browser console might freeze your browser and make it crash. So I'll have to close it immediately and go to the next tab. So let me open code in this as well. So let's run this. So as you can see, it is constantly outputting to 0, 0, 0, 0, and it might crash my browser in a while. So I will close it and go on to JavaScript again. So that is what happens if we forget to increment the loop variable. We have to increment this in order to exit out of the loop, and I hope that is clear from the example before. Now let's take a look at the do while loop. This loop is a bit different because it always runs the code at least once before checking the condition. And here's the syntax for the do while loop. I'm going to erase this and type out do, then the code to be run at least once, that is console.log I, then incrementing the loop variable, and then only checking the condition, that is while I is less than 5. So it prints out the value of I at least once, increments it, then only it checks the condition, that is if I is less than 5. If I is less than 5 is true, then it runs the loop once again, and then rest is like the execution of the while loop. Let's run this code and see how it outputs the values. So from this observation, it seems like it is working like the while loop, so you might not be able to tell any difference. But if I were to change the value of I to 50, which is way greater than 5, and this condition is not true, it would still output to 50, because the code inside the do block is run at least once and then only it checks the condition. So console.log I, that is 50, is printed out to the console, then it checks the condition, and because it is false, it exits out of the loop. That is about it for the do while loop. You can try it out with your own condition and with your own code, but now we'll be moving on to the topic of break and continue statements inside loops, which are two important tools to control the flow inside loops. The break statement stops the loop entirely, while the continue statement skips the current iteration and moves on to the next one. So let's see with an example. I'm going to apply a for loop called for let I equals 0, initialize I at first, I is less than 10, our looping condition, and our increment I plus plus. Let's say it if we are going to apply an if condition, if I is equals to 5, it'll break out of the loop, or else it'll print out the value of I. So what this loop will do is it'll print out the values of I from 0 to 4, but as soon as the value of I becomes 5 through the increment, it'll break out of the loop since the break statement is used. So let's see this in action. As you can see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is the value of I from 0 to 4 is printed, but as soon as the value of I reaches 5, it breaks out of the loops and the execution of this console.log stops. Now if I were to replace this break statement with a continue statement, what would happen is it would reach the value of 5, then it would skip the iteration for the loop, so all of this block, the rest of this block would be skipped, and it would move on to the next iteration, that is it would print the value of I starting from 6 all the way to 9. So let's see that in action as well. So here the value of when the value of I reaches 5, it skips the iteration and starts again from the next iteration, that is when I reaches the value 6. So I hope that is clear from this example. So I hope the use of break and continue statement is clear from this example. And that about sums it up for today's episode on loops. We discussed about for loops, while loops, do while loops, and even the break and continue statement. So before we wrap it up, we have a small challenge for you guys to try out. You have to guess what will be the output of this code right here, this while loop, and put your answers in the comments below. In the next episode, we'll be discussing about functions and how they can help us organize our code better. If you found this video helpful, do hit a like and please subscribe to our channel and drop your questions in the comments. We'll see you guys in the next one.